Hi there. I want to talk about vaccines today and kind of explain how they work and how they protect, because I think that's important, and it'll give, I think, a new understanding of things. The vaccines now for COVID-19 are really working well in that they're blocking hospitalization 90 to 98%. They're blocking, and the ones who are hospitalized are generally the ones who could not respond to the vaccine. It's not that the vaccines aren't working in them. And then they are blocking symptomatology by kind of mid 80%. So if you're vaccinated, one J&J, two of Moderna or Pfizer, and you're exposed to COVID-19, the Delta variant, what happens is 85% of the time, no symptoms at all. But about 15% of the time, mild symptoms. What's interesting about these symptoms is that they're almost all in what we call the upper respiratory tract. They're in your nose. The vaccines turned out to provide pretty amazing immunity with antibodies and T cells, but the immunity works remarkably well in the lower respiratory, the lung, and the rest of the body, not as well in the nose. So you never or very rarely you get lung symptoms. And by the way, lung symptoms are what causes hospitalization. So the reason vaccinated are not hospitalized is because they're protecting their lungs with that immunity that they have. If you are exposed and you have some virus in your nose, can you spread it to others? Yes, but it's a much lower rate than if you weren't vaccinated. If you're unvaccinated, you have virus in the lung, virus in the nose, you breathe it out, a lot more virus to spread. If you're unvaccinated, classic amount of infectiousness is 7 to 10 days. If you are vaccinated, it's maybe 2 to 3 days. And so very different, the ability to spread vaccinated versus unvaccinated. I think that's critically important. As we move to mandates, around the country, many school districts, cities are saying mask mandates, many are not. It is astonishing to me that the decisions are being made by the politicians, by the mayors, by the governors. They're not being made by the pediatricians, the parents. The American Academy of Pediatricians, of which my brother is a proud member, said they recommended mask mandates now. It's not mask mandates for the entire school year, but it is a mask while virus numbers are so high in the country. The hope is by kind of mid to later September, virus numbers will fall dramatically in many parts of the country so we can stop wearing masks. But for right now, when there are unvaccinated people in a classroom, that's children 12 and under or somebody who's not vaccinated over 12, you really have to wear masks. And I think we have to go that direction to protect the health of kids. There are ICUs around the country that are full now for kids. We're seeing more and more hospitalizations because there's a higher viral load with Delta variant and because there are more kids who are being infected. So more kids are obviously being hospitalized, and that is scary. And we're also seeing long haul syndrome in kids, and it really is being defined now. So with all of that, I am a favor, unfortunately now, of wearing masks, but I also am in favor of in-person schooling. I think it is critical for the social, academic development of kids. The last thing I just want to touch on is social media. I and anybody else who is talking about a topic like this on social media gets attacked. I get attacked very negatively, horrible words, horrible statements people made against me, and it's wrong. There needs to be a civil discourse, and I get that there are different understandings of things, but people should not use the vitriol they're using on social media, because what it does is there are a lot of smart people who should be having a conversation, and they're scared away from it because of the aggressiveness of social media. And I think we need controls over it. You don't have a right to spread misinformation. You don't have a right to get aggressive and call people horrible names on social media. It's just not right, and it's not appropriate. And many of the misinformation about vaccines came through Facebook and Twitter, and that has to change. We have to figure out a way to filter that, unfortunately. So I didn't mean to end on a down note, but I hope everyone has a great weekend ahead and stay safe and wears a mask when they go out to any place where they could see other people. Talk to you soon.